Hey guys, Nicole here with Obscure Reptiles and Caging, and today we're going to be pulling some bearded dragon eggs. So let's get started. Hey guys, so one of our bearded dragons, our girl Little Red, just had some eggs. She's a first-time girl, so she didn't really put them where she's supposed to. We have her down here. We made up a lay box for her. We're going to be taking her out, getting her put over, soaking her a little bit, getting her set up in her normal cage, and then we'll be right back to actually pull out the eggs. So quickly, I'm going to show you guys, this is actually sand mixed with some reptile ground, mixed with a lot of water. That way stay nice and humid. Normally they're supposed to actually dig up one of the corners because all of this was pushed to that side. They would dig it all up and bury the eggs underneath. But since she's a first-time mom, she definitely did not do that. Some of the eggs are looking really, really good. And some of them actually are buried, so we're going to dig them all out and see how many she actually has. So just like last time when we were doing the ball python eggs, first thing you want to do is get some vermiculite. That's what this is. And you mix it with just some standard water. You try to make it pretty much the consistency. You want to be able to hold it almost like a snowball and squeeze it without too much water coming out. Like that's a little bit too dry. Just make sure you don't overdo it. You can always keep adding water. So that is good. And a trick with these guys is you want to use your finger or anything that you got and make slight divots because these eggs can really roll and you don't want that to happen. But the first thing we do is you take, this is a non-toxic paint marker, and on all the eggs we see, we're just going to put a little mark on top. This way we know we're not rolling them, they're not being flipped around, and they stay in the correct orientation. There's probably some more buried underneath, but just to get started, we'll dot the ones that we see. And she actually has quite a few eggs. They look pretty good, but with these guys, you normally can't tell if they're fertile the first couple of days. Sometimes it takes up to a week to be able to actually see if they have veins. They'll start to get little halos, but we'll turn the lights off once we got everybody settled in here and check to see if any of them are starting to develop. With dragon eggs, you want to kind of check on them every couple of days because they will go bad, any that are infertile the first few days to first week. After that, they tend to get better, but even though this was so wet, a lot of these eggs are a little deflated looking. That's just because there's not enough humidity, but again, it was only for a short amount of time. She just laid these in the last few hours. And she is a first-time mom, so we expect a lot of these will not be fertile. And the dad is also a first-time dad, so chances are a lot of these will be not fertile, but hopefully at least a couple are. But we've got all the eggs off the top. So now, super gentle, we're going to have to dig through everything. This is a lot easier if your female buries them. Like, you can see how this one's buried in the moist substrate. It's nice and plump looking. That's what they really should be, but first time mom's still learning what she's doing. She did a great job. This is quite a few eggs, especially for her first time ever, but this is the hardest part. You start on one side, slowly work your way over. Generally females won't eat, but we did have some food in a bowl for her just in case, but normally they're really not interested. This would have been a perfect spot for her to actually bury them, all the sand, but here's one. See, like you could tell that this one's not good, so this one we're just going to throw away. But, alright, I'm going to dig and see if we can find any more, and we'll be right back. I'm thinking some big plump ones like this. You can see, I'm not sure if it'll show up real well on camera, but that's a little halo started. Try to get a different angle. Can you see that? Slightly, that little bit of red.
There we go.
So it's almost like a little halo started. So that's a good sign. Until you actually get veins going through them, though. That one's got a little halo. Until you get the true veins, This one actually has a couple. But we'll keep an eye on these guys. We're going to throw them in the incubator, and that's it. So what I like to do with these guys is we put a little tag on there. You can do really anything that you want, but this way you're able to identify who did what. And I like just to put a card right on top so I can't forget or mess up the bins. So red was the mom, Bubba was the dad, and then you want to write things like there were 25, so we know for a fact there were at least 25 eggs. One for sure was a dud, but make sure you save some room because as they go bad you can update this. That way you can know approximately how many eggs they had, because if only, let's say, 6 of these hatch, that way you know how many went bad during it or how many were actually laid as bad eggs. But that's it. We have the incubator. It's already up and running. You want to make sure you have it running and tested before you even get eggs. And that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, we do videos every Wednesday. So we'll see you next Wednesday.